Hey, I'm Jimmy. Welcome to Jimmy Talk. Before we dive in, let me tell you something I wish someone had told me when I was younger. When I started making YouTube videos, almost nobody believed I could turn it into something real. I spent years uploading videos that barely got any views. There were days when I questioned whether I should keep going. Looking back now, I realized the biggest obstacle wasn't the algorithm, the competition, or the people who doubted me. It was my own mind. Today, I want to share a lesson that can completely change the direction of your life. It's simple, but if you truly understand it, you'll never think the same way again. Most people believe the reason they never achieve something extraordinary is because of the enemies around them. They blame their coworkers, the people who criticize them, or even relatives who constantly judge their decisions. But the truth is, those people aren't your biggest enemy. Your biggest enemy is the voice inside your own head. Your mind creates doubt the moment you get excited about an opportunity. It magnifies fear before you've even taken the first step. It convinces you to settle for less than you're capable of. And the same mind that can dream about an incredible future is also the one that whispers, "You're not good enough. What if you fail? What if everyone laughs at you?" That inner voice can either become your greatest weapon or your greatest weakness. If you never learn to control your mind will eventually control you. Every single day, there's a battle happening inside your head. Positive thoughts are fighting negative thought for your attention. And whichever side you feed with your actions, win. That's why mastering your mind is one of the most valuable skills you'll ever develop. Because once you learn to direct it instead of obeying it, your mind transforms from your biggest obstacle into your most powerful advantage. In this video, I'm going to share 5 lessons that can completely reshape your mindset and help you become mentally stronger than you've ever been. So, let's get started. Lesson 1. Your mind is your first enemy and your first weapon. Here's something most people never realize. Your brain is designed for one primary purpose: to keep you safe, not successful, not extraordinary. Safe. It loves comfort, routine, and predictability because, from an evolutionary perspective, that's what helped humans survive. That's why every time you decide to do something that could change your life, starting a business, learning a new skill, applying for a dream job, or creating content, your brain immediately starts fighting back. What if you fail? You're probably not talented enough. This is risky. People are going to make fun of you. Maybe you should wait until you're more prepared. Sound familiar? The crazy part is, most of these aren't real dangers. They're imaginary scenarios your brain creates to keep you inside your comfort zone. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing every thought that enters their mind. But here's the truth: just because you think something doesn't make it true. Thoughts are like traffic passing down a busy highway. You don't chase every single car, so why chase every negative thought? The moment you stop treating every fear as reality, you take back control. Whenever your mind says, "You can't do this," ask yourself, "But what if I can? What if this is the opportunity that changes everything?" That single question weakens fear, because fear grows when it's accepted, but it shrinks when it's challenged. I've experienced this myself. If I had listened to every negative thought telling me YouTube would never work, I would have quit years before anyone even knew my name. The only reason I got here wasn't because I never had doubt. It was because I stopped letting those doubts make my decisions. Remember this: your thoughts make suggestions. You make the decisions, and the moment you understand that, your greatest enemy begins transforming into your greatest weapon. Lesson 2. Let them underestimate you. There will be a season in your life when almost nobody believes in you. People won't see your potential. They won't understand your vision. Some won't support you, and others will quietly wait for you to fail. You'll hear things like, "You're really going to try that? Do you honestly think this will work?" Be realistic. At first, those words hurt. I know that feeling. When I started making YouTube videos, people thought I was wasting my time, while everyone else was following the safe path. I was obsessed with learning how to make better videos. Most people couldn't understand why I spent every waking hour thinking about YouTube. If I had spent my energy trying to convince everyone that I would succeed, I would have had less energy to actually succeed. That's a mistake a lot of people make. The moment they start working on a goal, they announce it to everyone. They post about it. They look for likes. They wait for encouragement. They want validation before they've earned results. But here's the problem: validation feels like progress without actually being progress. Real progress happens in silence. When nobody expects anything from you, you have something incredibly valuable: freedom. Freedom to make mistakes, freedom to improve, freedom to fail privately. No pressure, no expectations, no comparisons, just you getting better every single day. Some of the biggest wins in your life will happen long before anyone notices them. Nobody saw the thousands of hours I spent studying YouTube. Nobody celebrated the videos that failed. Nobody applauded the endless experiments that didn't work. People only notice the success after years of invisible work. And that's exactly how success usually works. It grows quietly. Before story becomes impossible to ignore. Every workout, every book, every skill you build, every promise you keep to yourself, those are silent victories. And when enough silent victories stack together, they create visible success. One day, the same people who underestimated you won't need an explanation. Your results will speak louder than your words ever could. So stop trying to prove people wrong. Instead, become so good that reality proves them wrong for you. Lesson 3. Discomfort is training for your mind. Here's something your brain will never tell you. Growth almost always feels uncomfortable. The second you decide to improve your life, your mind starts looking for escape route. You're tired today, maybe tomorrow. It's raining. You deserve a break. Start next Monday. Wait until New Year's. Your brain is incredibly creative, especially when it's trying to keep you comfortable. Comfort feels safe, but comfort has never built anything extraordinary. Discomfort has. Think about the gym. The first few weeks are painful. Your muscles ache. You feel exhausted. Sometimes you wonder if it's even worth it. But those uncomfortable workouts are exactly what make you stronger. The same thing happens in every area of life. Waking up early isn't comfortable. Learning difficult skills isn't comfortable. Starting a business isn't comfortable. Having hard conversations isn't comfortable. Saving money instead of spending it isn't comfortable. But every meaningful transformation begins with temporary discomfort. Even building YouTube wasn't exciting every day. People see the finished videos. They don't see the endless planning, the editing, the failed ideas, the long night, or the thousands of decisions nobody else notices. Success isn't built during the exciting moment. It's built during the boring one. Every time you choose the harder option instead of the easier one, you're training something much more important than your body. You're training your discipline. You're training your confidence. You're training your resilience. You're teaching yourself that comfort doesn't control you anymore. And here's the good news. You don't have to change your entire life overnight. Start small. Wake up just 15 minutes earlier. Read 10 pages a day. Walk 5,000 steps. Finish one difficult task before checking your phone. Tiny acts of discipline create massive changes over time. Every small discomfort expands your comfort zone. Eventually, the things that once felt difficult become your new normal. That's how transformation happens. Not through one giant decision, but through hundreds of small ones. So if you're waiting until everything feels easy, you'll be waiting forever. Growth begins the moment you become comfortable being uncomfortable. Lesson 4. No one is coming to save you. Here's one of the hardest truths you'll ever hear. No one is coming to save you. A lot of people spend years waiting for someone else to change their life. They're waiting for the perfect mentor, the perfect opportunity, the perfect connection, the perfect moment, the perfect motivation. But life doesn't work that way. The moment you place your future in someone else's hand, you give away your power. Believe me, I've learned this over the years. When I was building my first YouTube channels, nobody knocked on my door with a blueprint for success. Nobody handed me millions of dollars. Nobody guaranteed that my videos would work. I had to figure it out, one upload at a time, one mistake at a time, one improvement at a time. That's how almost every meaningful achievement is built. Your parents can support you. Your friends can encourage you. Your mentors can guide you. But none of them can do the work for you. They can't build your dream. They can't develop your discipline. They can't take your risks. They can't overcome your fear. Only you can. The world doesn't reward potential. It rewards execution. It doesn't matter how talented you are if you never act. And here's something most people don't want to admit. The world isn't waiting to hear excuses. It responds to results. That doesn't mean people don't care. It means everyone is busy fighting their own battle. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Don't wait until you're confident. Don't wait until you're fully prepared. Don't wait until everything makes sense. Because if you keep waiting for everything to be perfect, you'll spend your entire life waiting. The people who change their lives aren't fearless. They simply start before they're ready. Once you accept that your life is your responsibility, something powerful happens. You stop blaming. You stop complaining. You stop depending on luck. And you start building. That's the moment you become dangerous. Because a person who takes complete ownership of their life can never be stopped for long. Lesson 5. Stop negotiating with your mind. Let's say you finally made a decision. You're going to wake up early, go to the gym, build your business, learn a new skill. This is where the real battle begins. Because your mind doesn't quit easily. It starts negotiating. Just 5 more minutes. Take today off. One missed workout won't matter. You can start again tomorrow. At first, those excuses sound reasonable. That's what makes them dangerous. Your brain is trying to protect your comfort, not your future. The problem isn't missing one day. The problem is teaching your mind that your promises are negotiable. Champions don't become champions because they always feel motivated. They become champions because they honor their commitment, even when motivation disappears. I've talked to some of the highest performers in the world: elite athletes, top entrepreneurs, world-class creators. One thing connects all of them. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on system. They rely on discipline. There were plenty of days I didn't feel like fulfilling. Days I didn't feel creative. Days when nothing seemed to work. If I had only worked when I felt inspired, I never would have built anything meaningful. Success isn't built on your best days. It's built on the days you wanted to quit, but didn't. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your identity. You begin seeing yourself as someone who follows through, and that changes everything, because confidence isn't created by positive thinking. Confidence is created by keeping promises to yourself. If you constantly break your own promises, your mind stops trusting you. But when you consistently do what you said you would do, even when it's difficult, your self-respect grows, your discipline grows, your confidence grows, your future changes. So stop negotiating, make a decision, then let your actions prove that your decision was real. Final thought. Let's quickly remember the 5 lessons we talked about today. Your mind can either become your greatest enemy or your greatest weapon. Being underestimated isn't a weakness, it's an advantage. Discomfort isn't something to avoid, it's where growth begins. No one is coming to build your dream. That's your responsibility. And finally, stop negotiating with your own mind. Keep the promises you make to yourself every single day. Remember, the life you want isn't built in one massive moment. It's built through thousands of small decisions nobody else sees. The version of you that you've always dreamed of becoming already exists. The only thing standing between you and that person is the decisions you make today. So take the first step, even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable, because one day you'll look back and realize the hardest part wasn't the work, it was deciding to begin. Thanks for spending these next few minutes with me. I'm Jimmy. Now close this video and go do the one thing you've been putting off. Your future is waiting.